morning, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for joining us in another Friday morning. If we haven't met yet, my name is Angela Olmos. I'm a full-time realtor in the Northeast Florida area. I'm with Momentum Realty, and I'm here with my co-host, Delaney Bravo, who's a mortgage expert with Fiverr Mortgage. How are you doing today, Delaney?
I am good. I am good. I see you have an amazing little picture up right now for Veterans Day. So super excited. We're going to talk a little bit about that. And that's going to kind of be the focus of our show today. So how are you doing?
I'm good. I'm excited about celebrating Veterans Day. I actually have a veteran in my family. I have a VA loan on my home. I thoroughly preach all the benefits that veterans are able to get, and I'm all about, just making sure that everyone feels the love that they're supposed to be getting for being a veteran. So we're going to make this show specifically tailored to VA loans and how awesome they are when it comes time for someone to buy their home and have VA eligibility. So that's what we'll get into today.
Awesome.
So for that, I want to share a blog that I have, and I'll link this on the comments. And this has to do with VA loans, and the benefits that they provide. So obviously, you would have to have eligibility to get a VA loan, and, who is eligible. You would want to know it's active duty personnel, veterans, National Guard members, reserve members, eligible spouses, which is often one that most people don't think about, but eligible spouses are also able to get a VA loan and a first-time and repeat home buyer. Now, what could you use that loan for? Obviously, the main purpose and the reason why they're so popular is by buying a home. You can also build a home with it, and you can also make improvements on it. But why is it so beneficial? Like, what's so special about that? Well, the main thing is that you could do 100% financing on that loan. Like, you actually you're not required to put a down payment on a VA loan. You can if you want to, but part of the benefit that you enjoy as a veteran is being able to finance 100% of the value of the home and not have any down payment. Now, there's no private mortgage insurance, which is another huge thing, because typically anytime you take on a loan with less than 20% equity on the loan, there's typically some form of private mortgage insurance, where with VA loans, there is none. And then there's very limited closing costs. In fact, there are certain fees that you are not allowed to have when connected with VA financing, where you might be able to have with other types of finance plans. Do you see that often, Delaney?
Yes. And you are killing it on the mortgage stuff. I love it. I love it. I'm like, oh my gosh, come work with me.
Oh, girl, I've seen plenty of these before. That's where it's all coming from.
Yes. So everything's spot on. The one thing I will mention about who is eligible is you want to make sure, if you are Coast Guard, reservist, National Guard, you have to have a certain amount of time in, because that typically isn't full time. You want to make sure, and you can be a full-time reservist, you can be a full-time Coast Guard, and so on, but you want to make sure you have enough time in to have eligibility. I had a buyer 2 weeks ago who thought they had eligibility. They were discharged 1 month as a reservist prior to being able to have eligibility, and they did not know that. So you want to make sure that you have enough time in, because it varies per service that you're in. Yes, no down payment, no PMI. And the thing is, a lot of people come to me and say, should I put a down payment? And here's the simple math. For every $1,000 you put down, it's going to save you about $5 a month. So if you put $20,000 as your down payment, you're going to save about $100 per month. A lot of people, when they look at a VA loan, that $100 a month isn't a big deal when they could put that $20,000 towards paying off credit card debt with a much higher interest rate.
Totally. It makes a lot more sense to do that.
Yes. An IRA, stocks, whatever it is. So this is a huge benefit that gives people financial freedom. Again, you can put money down, but you don't have to. And yes, there are costs that are not allowed to be charged to a veteran. So many benefits, and rightfully so, with these people putting their lives on the line to protect and serve us. This is, as a mortgage broker, this is one of the most fulfilling things. And I'm a VA loan expert. I love helping veterans.
Yeah, absolutely. I do too. And, and I think it comes from the heart when you really realize that these are maximum benefits and like really great perks that are set aside for people that truly deserve them. I mean, these are families that have sent their loved ones to save us in, in various different places around the world. So they definitely deserve that. And we're here to provide that for them. So I think it's important for them to know, first of all, the benefits, because a lot of times, like, when you start off a new program or something like that, you might hear the benefits at the very beginning when you first join, but you don't often revisit those. So if you are a veteran or you are married to a veteran, or anyone that's eligible with the eligibility that we just went through, just remember you guys have special benefits that you don't want to pass up on, that the next person might not have, and you do deserve them. So it's a really great way of being able to get into homeownership with ease, because obviously there's less that you would have to put down. When it comes to closing costs, there's still a lot of other things that we can add on to that to help offset some of those closing costs if that's needed. And then just the limited fees that you can have with VA just works out really, really well for a buyer. I'm so glad that you're an expert on that, because we do see a lot of those, I feel like, here in Jacksonville, with being such a big Navy town. We do see a very good percentage of these.
Well, and the only other thing I'll say, and without getting too nerdy into mortgages, is there is guidelines on every loan type. And VA also allows for the highest debt ratio. They also allow there is literally no minimum credit score. So
I did not know that. There's no minimum credit score with a VA loan?
No, but here's the thing. Every lender sets their own. So when one lender tells you the minimum for VA is a 640, that is just their minimum. And so working with a broker, I have access to 30 lenders. So I have done VA loans at a 500 credit score. Are they the easiest to get approved? Absolutely not, but I can do it. There's a lot of tips and tricks. So working with a VA loan expert, the seller can actually pay off your debt to qualify. So if you don't qualify and the seller is willing to give you credits, they could honestly pay off a credit card if that's what's needed to make you qualify. There are so many tips and tricks and loopholes. One other benefit that isn't like technically mortgage related is the tax exemption. So
tell us about that.
No, I'm just kidding. So if you are 100% disabled, or you are, you don't necessarily have to be 100%, but if you are complete and total disabled, so you could be like 80% and still have that rating as complete and total, you have 0 property taxes. Zero.
Wow.
So for example, on a $300,000 home, those are going to be about $3,800 a year. If you, after closing, file with the county, this is my primary residence and here is my disability paperwork, they will not charge you any property taxes. So that is another benefit. Now, if you're in a community with a CDD fee, that's obviously not covered. We're talking only the property tax portion, but that is a huge benefit. If you're disabled at all, you will get a discount on your taxes. So there's so many benefits when it comes to being a veteran and home ownership. And that's what Angela and I are here to do. So don't let anybody tell you that you may not qualify for a VA loan until you work with somebody that really knows the ins and outs. And Angela, being an expert in Northeast Florida, knows exact great neighborhoods and areas that if you're getting stationed here, there's so many like tips and tricks on where to go and what to do to put your family in a spot that's close to those bases. So we got you covered.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I think it's important to realize that who you work with matters. I've also come across the situations where if you might not know all the ins and outs and all the loopholes that you're talking about, they might not ever come to surface and you might not even realize that you had all these benefits available. So it's really important that you work with an expert on the type of loan that you're taking out, that you work with someone that's been in the industry for a while, that knows all the ins and outs, so that you don't miss out on any of this. Because the last thing that you would want is to like go through the whole process and then realize that you skipped certain steps, or you may have qualified for additional benefits that you didn't know about. So again, it's really, really important that you lock arms with someone that has been in the industry for a while, that knows exactly the type of loan that would be great for you and help you get there. The average homeowner only buys a home every 5 to 10 years. So, I mean, can you imagine only having gone through this process every 5 years and then having to do it every 5 years? Things can change so much, in our industry, just not with the market shifting and the industry also, having somewhat of a shift, we need to just lock arms with people that we feel comfortable with, that we trust, and that know what they're doing. So I appreciate you, Delaney. Thank you so much for bringing that up.
Yes. And one more thing just popped in my head. So important. So a lot of people think you can only have one VA loan at a time. That is not true. There are some things we got to work around, but it is not true. And one thing with the military, and I know this is, you can attest to, moving.
Yes, they move a lot.
Yes, being stationed places. So let's say you bought a house in California and then 3, 5, 7 years later, you're getting stationed to Florida. I have about 4 buyers who are on orders to come here right now. That being said, you might not want to sell that house. You can keep that house, keep it a VA loan, and you can make that an investment property and still buy another home using VA. You could use this multiple times. Now, there's, again, certain calculations I have to run, but that is an old myth. It used to be a lot more strict. It is not anymore. So many benefits, so many different things. So if you're a veteran or you have veterans or military in your family, this is, a great episode to watch. So yeah, tons of facts and fun things.
Absolutely. And you brought up an interesting point. So as long as you have still eligibility left in whatever bracket you're in, then you can still have more than one VA loan, right?
Correct. And so there's a calculation I do saying this first house ate up this much of your entitlement. Every veteran has X amount of entitlement. So then there's a calculation saying they have this much left. Even if you don't have enough left to get another home, here's the crazy thing. You might have to put a down payment down, but you only have to put 25% of the difference in what you need. So if you are short $50,000, if you would need to put a $50,000 down payment to get another VA loan, VA says, nope, you're not going to pay that $50,000. You're going to pay 25% of that $50,000. So many things. But yes, definitely. I have multiple buyers with 2 VA loans, and they are shocked when I tell them that. They're like, I can't have 2, so I can't. Yes, you can. So great thing. And that gives you more income if you turn that other home to a rental property.
That's amazing. Yeah, there's so many like in between kind of cases that truly the best thing to do is just to reach out. You have to reach out. This has to start off somehow. And the best way is just call us. Reach out to Delaney. If you really are interested in buying a home, the pre-approval process is the very first step. I will do a consultation with you, but I can't take you out shopping until you actually are pre-approved for financing. So we definitely want to take care of that up front. We're still in a kind of low inventory type of market. So while there is more to choose from, there are still, not enough houses for everyone that wants to buy. So occasionally you might come across a multiple offer situation. And when that's so, you want to be ready with your pre-approval. That is not the time to go and get pre-approved. That would be too late at that point. So you would definitely want to make sure that you take care of that first step and then go through the process, which I think you would be very happy with.
Yes. And really, we covered everything that I was going to go over on my side. The only thing is, as a gift to my military clients.
Oops, sorry.
No, you're fine. You're fine. You're like, stop talking. No.
Oh, sorry. I meant to pick up the other slide, and sorry.
No, a visual aid. But as a gift to everyone, I am actually doing 0 underwriting fees for VA for the month of November. So you do have to get pre-approved in November and go under contract in November. But that would be 0 underwriting fees, which is about $900 in off. So you're already getting 0 down payment, lower closing costs, and an additional $900 credit. So reach out to Angela, reach out to me. Let's get you rolling. And you could be in a home before the holidays. You could be setting up a Christmas tree in your home, having that special moment. So, so definitely something fun.
Yeah. And real quickly, there are great benefits to doing this now as opposed to waiting until next year. The waiting game doesn't really make a whole lot of sense, guys. I think that, just by closing between now and the end of the year, one of the things that I don't hear a lot of people talk about is being able to use your homestead exemption. If you're buying this as a primary residence and you close before December 31st, you could use the homestead exemption benefits as early as next year, 2024. But 1 day difference, if you didn't close on December 31st, but on January 1st, then that homestead exception, you would still be able to enjoy that, but you'll have to wait until 2025 to see those benefits. So do you really want to wait that long and then pass up on all of that? No, you don't. You want to get this started soon. And then the whole underwriting and processing of your loan, how long does that take? I know with you guys, it's really, really super fast, but you could literally be home for the holidays, have your Christmas tree up, invite your family if you start this now. So that's what I had to say about that. Can you hear me, Delaney? Uh-oh. Did we lose sound? Oh, man.
No, can you hear me?
Now I can, yes.
Can you hear? I can hear you. Perfect. So yeah, there's awesome. So there's a lot of factors. So I don't like to put like this is how fast you can close a loan. If it's a tougher loan, lower credit, higher debt ratio, it's going to take maybe 3 weeks to 30 days. Then we could do it as little as 14 days. So it is very quick. And Angela's a pro at getting out there, getting aggressive and finding you something. So this is, just an awesome time to buy. We could go into a whole rabbit hole about that, but definitely reach out to us. We're here to help, and VA loan experts and military experts to help those who I think in a lot of ways need it most.
Absolutely. Yes, they do. All right. Well, that's what we had for today. Do you have anything else you want to share, Delaney?
I have 2 quick events. So you know what's funny is it is quite a busy weekend in my life. My nephew's birthday is today. My mother-in-law's birthday is tomorrow, and it's Veterans Day. So it's going to be a super fun weekend. But if you are looking for some things to do, I have just a couple things. So have you ever gone to the St. John's Town Center holiday event?
Yes, when they light up the Christmas tree. Yes.
Yep. So this is a super cute one. Get there early because you know the St. John's Town Center on a normal Saturday. This is on steroids. So it's a super fun thing. Walk around, shop. They have performances all throughout the day. They have Santa there, little activities around. It's really nice, and it's an outside mall. So they're going to have the opening show headliner, and they haven't said who the headliner is. It's usually somebody that is like pretty famous overall. So fireworks, the whole thing. So something super fun if you're looking for something to do tomorrow night, definitely would recommend.
Very cool. Yeah, and it's and the weather's really nice these days, so it's nice to get outside on like the outdoor mall and just walk around and enjoy the holiday themes. Amazing.
Yes. And then 2 really quick ones. We have the Iceman. I don't think I've ever been to an Iceman hockey game. Have you?
No, I haven't.
Okay, that means we have to go together and take the kids, but super fun. I've heard great things about them. It's kind of more festive too during the winter with the hockey game. So something fun there. And then the zoo, I haven't been to this either, but I have a 4-year-old always down for the zoo. It's an easy kind of go-to, but it's a lantern experience. So it's going to be like at night with lanterns and lights and stuff like that. So anything to get the kids out of the house and keep them occupied is always a fun one. So definitely always fun stuff to do here in Jacksonville.
Oh, so cool. I love it. I would want to check that out. That sounds like a great time. The kids would enjoy it too. Awesome. All right. Well, thank you so much for sharing that with us, Delaney. I appreciate you. I appreciate all the great content and all of the wisdom that you share here with our audience. And then again, guys, just remember, happy Veterans Day. We wanted to make it all about our veterans today. Technically, the day is tomorrow on the 11th, but we wanted to start off the celebration early and just say thank you. I just wanted to say thank you because I know that a lot of families are putting their loved ones on the line for the sake of the freedom that we enjoy here in the United States. And I've traveled around the world and I know how blessed we are to live here. So I just want to say thank you. All right. So with that in mind, thank you so much for joining us, and be kind to one another, remember, and I'll see you guys on the next episode next week. Take care.